So it seems like with the new fresh arrival of another streaming service, HBO Max, the most expensive one of the group thus far, it seems like to really get their bearings and to get their customer base building, they're trying to look at other streaming services in terms of inspiration, maybe gauge how many customers they can get from this one genre or another in terms of creating not obviously the same content, but similar content, which leads me to thinking, is Raised by Wolves the HBO Max version of Netflix's I Am Mother? Good film, by the way. Really good sci-fi if you're interested. But two share some very similar characteristics. So maybe perhaps the stories and their message structures are different. There's some contrast. Maybe they're really similar. Let's see. So as I said, Raised by Wolves. It's releasing September 3rd of this year. It's a 10-episode drama sci-fi series. And this is the IMDb synopsis for the project. Androids are tasked with raising human children on a mysterious planet. If you've seen I Am Mother, you're probably familiar with the similarity, and you can probably pick up on it right with that synopsis. The technological machine robots, or androids in this case, raising human children. Very similar. Again, that was in I Am Mother as well. It wasn't on a different planet, though. That was, I believe, set on a post-apocalyptic Earth. So this is a very mysterious planet that this is taking place on, which is an interesting deviation. It's got a very creative poster, but again, the two projects are very similar. So maybe I Am Mother was an inspiration for Raised by Wolves. I don't know. But let's take a look and see what the project has to offer. Maybe, again, this will be very similar to that one, or, it'll have a lot of contrasting points. Let's take a look. As always, and this is actually the first project I'm looking at on HBO Max so far. We just looked at the promo for the service as well, and we got to talk a little more about the service as a whole. But now we're looking at some of their original content, at least a small bit that they have to offer. The ones that it's not the Friends reunion. It's not that big of a name, but they're trying here, and who knows? This could be like a new, HBO Max Stranger Things. I don't know. That's what worked out so well for Netflix, right? A show that seemingly would be small, maybe get one season. Look at the fan base now. It's huge. And we were, 4? I think now they've confirmed there's 5 seasons coming. Small shows can jump quite a bit. As always, we're going to watch this first for Raised by Wolves. This is the official trailer. And we're going to talk about it more in my condensed 2 cents. Let's start the video together. Okay. Here we go.
Gather round, children.
It even sounded like Rose Byrne in the introduction.
The Earth was destroyed by a great war. I was programmed to protect you. And now we start again. Does anyone know the story of the 3 little pigs?
Okay. They're really boasting some talent here.
The first little pig built a house out of straw. The second little pig built a house out of sticks.
Again, that's what I would expect for a premier brand with HBO recognition.
He built a house out of stone. One day, a big bad wolf came along and said, little pig, let me in. Or I'll huff and I'll puff.
This is definitely different from I Am Mother. The CGI looks really good.
The big bad wolf she was talking about.
Mother?
I can see probably why it must be because of the projects they make you pay a higher rate. That looks really interesting. I think the CGI looks masterful. In terms of this other environment, I think the scenery, look at this place they designed here with all these spirals. Or, I guess they're technically, they're spirals, never mind. I was going to say a bunch of circles within circles, but they're not. It's probably mostly done on a computer. I'm sure maybe they have some small set pieces, but it's very well done. I was really impressed with that. Now, again, I'm not sure, it is very different from I Am Mother, even though at some points it did look really similar to that project. The idea about the androids and stuff, that was similar. But, it's kind of, I guess it's similar too in the tone. It's a horror version, but this has a lot more characters than just the 3. Because I think it's just Hilary Swank, the daughter, and the android. And, I guess a bunch of other androids too, but that doesn't really count. But the Doomsday, I did see that the Doomsday thing is very similar to, but I guess it's more so used as an origin here. It's the reason why they move. This new planet looks like something you see out of like a Star Wars show. It's very well designed. And the androids even look really interesting too. Like they're not like the big robot. I thought the robot construction actually for I Am Mother was really interesting. It's actually a fascinating YouTube video on how they made that robot. But this is more humanoid. This is more of what you would see with an android type character, or ones that you're familiar with like on Star Trek or some similar sci-fi project. Like a Borg character that's humanoid. Even Alien. I guess that really does fit the Alien. I see shades of Alien here too, and I've never seen the movies. I'm familiarized with the trailers and the concepts and some of the story elements there. But it does have, even the, I was going to say the, what's it called? What are they? Exomorphs? Or the black aliens from the Alien, I don't know, like there's neomorphs and protomorphs or whatever. Like there's so many different ones. Like I guess there's stages, but the aliens in the Alien franchise, whatever this was, I guess maybe it's a native to the planet? I'm not exactly sure. But even the movements are kind of similar as well. That's fascinating. But I definitely see the Ridley Scott hand on this. And maybe that's why I mentioned earlier, that was my complaint. Out of all the streaming networks, this is the largest price, I'm pretty sure. But again, that's been the case of HBO. I think you're mostly paying for brand name. But now I'm thinking you're probably paying for talent as well. Because obviously there's a lot of CGI work here, if I can tell, which is obviously going to bring up the expenses a bit more. But you're also paying, I guess, in portion for Ridley Scott. This is probably a large chunk of your subscription rate is going to paying off his paycheck. So I don't know. I don't know how it works on that front, right? I'm only just guessing and making assumptions on the financial process. But as far as the project, this is very interesting. It seemed like it was a bit, like maybe it was going to get a bit violent, a bit gory, although it was very artistically done. I will give it that. Like the blood clouds are kind of weird. But I'm like, okay, it's a little easier for me to take, but it did look like it could get pretty violent. But I'm fascinated with the story, maybe with another trailer as well. See more of the androids work and maybe get a little more clarification to it on the story. But at least the thriller and horror side of it certainly has me enticed. I love the world they've created. This looks really interesting. So I'm fascinated to see more about this project in the future. But what do you guys think about Raised by Wolves? Let me know in discussion down below, or the comment section. Don't forget all the good stuff with liking, subscribing, and that bell. Until our next HBO Max feature or a new trailer for Raised by Wolves, or whatever we get to look at next on this channel for the first time, I will see you guys at that point. But until then, thanks for watching this video. I love you guys. Don't forget to love yourselves and your fellow man. God bless. Peace.